So we have come to the time of our show where we are going to do what we call a nonprofit spotlight. So I thought, well, we already have a nonprofit founder already here. Why don't we talk to our co-host Nikki and talk about her nonprofit?
Okay, glad to do it. Okay, let me get situated here, right? So just to be brief and go into the history a little bit, I'm a mommy. I got 5 kids. So I got my hands full. We'll go into that. We'll go into that later.
Yeah.
But, so 3 of my children are on the autism spectrum, and there's stories there as well. But as my children were, my older children, my oldest is 20, were growing up and they were being diagnosed, I was noticing that there were a lot of deficits because, if you know a lot of people have a connection to autism. So yeah. I'm finding more and more as I talk to people that, it's like, my cousin, my uncle, my whatever, my niece, a lot of people are understanding what autism is and what it's like. And I found that there wasn't very many resources. So initially, I started the nonprofit just to provide resources. And then I was noticing that there wasn't any childcare. So initially, the nonprofit started off to provide childcare. That didn't come into fruition. And what we ended up creating was a nonprofit that does inclusion activities. Because once you have a diagnosis and once you find the resources, the next thing you find out is that your child, your loved one, doesn't have any friends and they don't have any places to go, and they don't have things to do. So that's what we do. We're a local organization where I am in Chester County, and we provide recreational, inclusive activities. Because the other thing is, just because you're autistic doesn't mean that you want to hang out with other autistic people or other special needs people. You want to be like everybody else. That's everybody's dream, is to be included into everything else. And you don't want to be labeled or pigeonholed into, okay, well, I have this challenge, I have this disability, so therefore I have to sit at this table and I have to do that. There's a whole level of discrimination and restrictiveness that comes with having a disability. But the nonprofit tries to fix that by pairing people with autism with people who aren't autistic and having activities that aren't based around being disabled. So that's what we do. We have a cookout. We have an annual cookout. We do Thanksgiving boxes every year, where we try to make sure that families that have people with autism have Thanksgiving dinner, because that's what we're working on now. We have a rock climbing thing we do every spring, rock climbing social, because it's a nice gross motor activity and you don't have to interact with people if you don't want to. So, but it's fun. You get together and enjoy yourself. So that's kind of what we do. I founded it in 2006, me and my mom, and have a board of directors. It has been a challenge. It's not, I mean, nothing is ever easy. I mean, that's the truth. The challenge comes in trying to find a place, trying to find a space, trying to find people to support, trying to find people with autism who want to be a part of it. That's one of the greatest challenges, because as a mom that has 3 on the spectrum, yeah, it's hard to find activities, but sometimes it's hard to go to activities because you have so many things that you're doing, and it's to get everybody together, or even to get that one person together sometimes is a challenge. So just being aware of all that from the perspective of being a mom and having people on the spectrum in my life, that's where we try to work from and try to meet people where they are and not try to put too many restrictions or requirements or even financial obligations on what we do. So Autism Community Care.
And what is the website address?
It is www.autismccc.org.
Okay. All right. So while you were talking, I pulled some pictures of different events, and they were being shown. So if you guys are in the Chester County area of Pennsylvania, I wouldn't even say not just Chester County, Delaware County, Montgomery County.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting all the counties, so you can tell I haven't lived out here in a while. So there's Chester County, Berks County.
Pennsylvania card.
Yeah, I'm forgetting all the counties. I should know this stuff.
Delaware, we go as Lancaster County, Delaware, Montgomery, Bucks, sometimes Berks. I mean, we've had people come from far and wide to our events just looking for something for their loved one to do. It's kind of funny because it's like you'll ask me like, why would you come all the way out here? But I've driven to I drove to Reading for an event. I've driven up to the Poconos for an event. Yeah, so sometimes if it speaks to you, you'll go. I mean, we don't I don't put any limitations. Come one, come all. I mean, if you need something for your loved one to do in a particular time, we're open to helping because we have information. I mean, with having so many kids on the spectrum, I know a lot about autism, so I like to help people just have better lives there's information that you just won't get from the school. You just won't get from any agency that you're dealt with. It's personal stuff that you're not even going to share with other people, like the people that are in your kids' lives, their teachers and stuff, because one, even though you have a teacher or you have a therapist or a specialist, they don't necessarily deal with all the family stuff and the dynamic stuff that you deal with when you have a kid on the spectrum. I mean, there's just certain things that it's their purview is education, their specialty education or mental health or behavior. But, what about, what do we do for downtime? What do we do for recreation? What if your kid likes to STEM? That's not appropriate to do 7 hours a day. So, and we don't live in households where we're doing, therapy every day. We want to live. We want to just sit and watch TV in our underwear sometimes. Like, it's not, every day is not all a therapy day. So those are things that only, I think, people who deal with an individual with a disability understand uniquely that maybe a teacher or a therapist doesn't get because they don't see that person that way. So that, we offer, we did parent mentoring, don't have any ongoing right now, but it's always an option, just to help people find resources. If I can't provide them, I know where to go. So
yeah, you do. Full disclosure, Nikki has been very, very helpful for me in my own personal life when it comes to special needs children. My oldest child is on the spectrum. He has Asperger's. And even though if looking at him from far distance, you would not be able to tell today.
Right. Yeah.
Today. I mean, there was a time when he wasn't verbal. Yeah. So I'm having Nikki to talk to and bounce things off and say, oh, have you thought about this? Oh, okay. Because no one's talking to me about that. I have a son now that's out of the education system because of his age group, and he wants to do things that kids, well, I shouldn't say kids because he's not a child. He'll tell me that.
Right.
That young adults his age do. And it scares me because I know how other people may perceive him, even though that's not the way he is. He's just very matter of fact.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I was talking to you, I was like, I'm afraid for him to drive.
Yeah.
I'm completely afraid for him to drive. Yeah. He is a young Black male, and we see what goes on in the news. I've given him the speech. This is how you act. 10 and 2. You know, don't reach for anything. If you have to reach for something, you say, officer, I have to reach for this in order to get this that you're requesting. You know, I've had those talks with him because I'm concerned, you know, but honestly, that's a concern any parent of a black male has, honestly.
Yeah.
It really is. But being that I know that he has a disability and they may not register that concerns me. So, but you gave me a couple good options of what to do, and I'm already looking into it.
Yeah.
So that law enforcement is aware. So if they ever do pull him over locally, they already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is how we can interact with him.
Right. So, Nikki has been a very good resource for me and my family.
Yeah.
And I know that she's been a very good resource for a lot of other families.
Oh, yeah. 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 And that's kind of how it even came about, is that as soon as you mention autism, somebody's like, oh, hey, you know, my nephew and, you know, they just stay in the house all day and they don't do anything. Well, have you tried this with them? Have you tried that? I mean, and it's the sad thing is, even though there's so many of us that are touched by it, there's like national organizations like Autism Speaks and that have, you know, databases of information. But what I was finding when I would go to these websites and I would look up a resource and I would be like, okay, so I'm gonna contact this person. So I was looking for an advocate, and they gave me about 10 names to contact. So I contact the first person. Oh, I don't do that anymore. Oh, okay. I contact the second person. Oh, I'm not in that area. I'm on the other side of the state. I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. That's not going to be helpful. Okay, call the third person. Oh, okay. You know, yeah, I'm not really interested in helping you. You know, and I think there was maybe 1 or 2 people on that list of 10 people that if they called me back, if they shared an interest, they gave me other resources, because they gave me some of the same resources that I had just called. And I said, well, I just called them, and they say they don't do that anymore. Oh, they don't? No, they don't. So there's something to having a local person or somebody who has some local knowledge to your problem or to your issue. And that's what I was finding, is there was no central place for me to go. Everything, if it was national, you know, they had outdated information. I mean, Pennsylvania is a big state, just like, you know, Virginia. I mean, these, you know, you can find a resource, but that might be a 3-hour drive. It's not.
Actually, yeah, that's about right out here where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not even like you can take advantage of it, because it's like, well, who's driving 3 hours for a carnival or something? Or who's going to, you know, so, but these are things, what I like to do is I like to try to give people systems of how to find stuff and how to get stuff. And advocacy became very important, because sometimes it's not that there isn't something available, it's that there is a barrier to joining it or becoming a part of it or accessing it. And sometimes it just takes, you know, knowing who to talk to. And who knows this? You don't get a guide when you get a special needs kid. Nobody knows that you're supposed to talk to this person for this. And you know what? You're talking to the wrong person. That person can't help you do anything, you know? Like, you know, but there's no guide to that. And I've learned, and I'm sure you've learned by trial and error, when you're hitting that brick wall, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm supposed to be hitting that brick wall over there. Not this is the wrong brick wall. That's 6 months of work I now need to go try over here. And then you just learn that, and you want to share that, because you feel like, I've gone through this for a reason. I got to share this. You know, I can't keep it to myself. I don't want to keep it to myself. I want somebody to hear my story. You know,
I'll tell you.
That's kind of what, maybe it'll be helpful. That's the whole point of it, you know, trying to share that information. So, yeah.
Well, you guys, we are down to the end of our show. It has been a fun ride for our first initial show of Entrepremommies.
Yes.
Woo, we had some technical difficulties at times, but we made them right through. Yes. I'm really happy that we were able to bring this to you guys. So Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the Entreprenemommies YouTube page. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, just know that we are going to update this every week. If you prefer to watch us, we're on the YouTubes at Entrepremommies.
Okay.
My personal handle for my business is at Resellqueen, RESELLQUEEN. Tiffy T, the Resell Queen. And you want to give out your personal information, Nick? Where they can follow you?
Yes, if you want to follow me in my antics, you can find me. The best way, if you want to contact me with any questions about anything, entrepreneur, autism, what have you, my personal email for that is Nicole@NicoleFlamer.com. So that's the best way to reach me.
Hold up, wait a minute. You got your personal email?
I have a website. I have a portfolio because one of my other hats is as a web designer. So I have a portfolio. Right. Yes, and I got a personal email, and so when I deal with if I want people name recognition, that's where you go, NicoleFlamer.com. But it's not updated. I mean, you can look at it if you want to, but it's not updated.
Well, I bought my name too. I just don't have a website up for it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna work on that.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, because I mean, sidebar, but I'm just trying to figure out how to put everything together so people can find me if they want to find me. But the best way is Nicole@NicoleFlamer.com. So
great.
I will respond to that.
Well, guys, this has been our first show of Entreprenemommies, one of thousands, we hope.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. This is going to grow, yes.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope we provided some information that's helpful for you in your entrepreneurial journey. Mm-hmm. Also, check out our small business spotlight of the checkered mat.
Yes.
And if you, one thing I forgot to ask you, Nikki, if a person did want to donate to help to the cause of your nonprofit, where would they go?
Oh, they can donate on the website, which is autismccc.org. That's autismccc.org. And there is a donate button. And all your donations are tax deductible because we are a 501c3. And also, they go right back into running the organization. There's no staff to pay. So where your money goes to an upcoming event, it'll either go to the Thanksgiving thing right now that we're working on, or the rock climbing social in March, or the cookout in June. That's how we've been structuring it. So your money goes directly to the people it serves. So.
Look at that. Look at you helping out the people.
That's right. So,
yeah, because you sure ain't taking no salary.
That's right. No salary. That's right. No staff.
Yeah. We ain't like the Red Cross around here. You ain't taking no salary. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. It's been great. See you guys next time. We're the Entrepremommies.